Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Chris Evans and I'm Managing Director of Winsome Resources. Welcome here today to what's our first corporately hosted webinar. And we're doing this webinar in an effort to be innovative in our corporate communications as we are innovative on site with our exploration and drilling. You may have seen this morning we put a new announcement out, so it's the perfect time for this webinar and I look forward to addressing it later on in the Q&A. The main purpose of today's webinar is to update shareholders on the activities we've been conducting in recent times at Winsome Resources, of which there are many. Before I do that though, I'll just run through what I consider to be the value proposition of Winsome Resources. And these are the factors that really attract investors to us and have shown us to be a very successful lithium play in Quebec over the past 18 months since our IPO. The first one is that we have a very large landholding in the highly prospective region of James Bay in Quebec. We've got about 850 square kilometres in total. Secondly, our two flagship projects, Adina and Canset, have both been extensively drilled and both of them are characterised by thick, high-grade, at-surface, coarse-grained lithium mineralisation. Thirdly, at our flagship Adina project, we are rapidly advancing towards a maiden resource later this year that's going to be of global significance. Fourthly, we've got access to key infrastructure all around our projects. Roads, but most importantly, hydropower, which will enable us to build and operate our projects with renewable energy source. Fifthly, the Quebec government is extremely supportive of mining projects in general, but battery materials projects like ours in particular. We get huge tax breaks and there's a great regulatory framework in place to construct and operate mining projects. And lastly, we've got a very healthy cash balance as a result of our recent capital raise and great support from shareholders. So now we can pursue our project goals in the short to medium term. So to summarise our position at Adina, we've got 3 drill rigs currently on site with a 4th mobilising, several of them to be turned into tracked mounted units within the next month or two. We're doing resource definition on the Jamar main zone and the footwall zone as we speak. But as we've announced in the last couple of months, we've got a total potential strike length of 3.1 kilometres at Adina. And this is because the Jamar main zone is about 750 metres in strike length. To the west, we've got the original drilling done by our predecessors back in 2018, which hit reasonable intersections of pegmatite. And then out to the east, we followed a gravity low and stuck 3 holes of our own quite recently, and again, hit pegmatites on all of those. So that's a 3.1 kilometre strike length. We're yet to fully investigate. We're really only drilling on that Jamar main zone. And then in addition to that, we've got many gravity targets to follow up on in the coming months. So not only will there be resource definition drilling coming up, but also an exciting time investigating the many targets we have at Adina. And to update on Canset, now Canset's a massive property, about 20,000 hectares total size. We've been doing drilling there for the last 5 or so months with some success. We've now demobilised a rig because it's the summer. We've got boots on the ground doing traditional exploration work, investigating the many targets we've got from geophysical surveys. They will hone in on more specific targets and then we'll recommence drilling towards the end of the summer and into the fall. As many of you will have seen in the news, Quebec is heavily affected by bushfires at the moment. As Australians, we're very familiar with this and our heart goes out to those who are directly affected by it. We've had to down tools for a week or two, as have every other exploration company in Quebec. We don't see this as a big concern. I mean, it's unprecedented for the last few years, but in the meantime, we've got core to log, we've got geological modelling to do, and many activities for our staff to go on with. All our staff are safe, and we'll keep you updated as the bushfires develop. And one of the latest updates, which we're really pleased about, and you may have seen the announcement last week, is the appointment of Simon Icapetta as Chief Development Officer for Winsome Resources. This is a newly created position and one which Simon is the perfect person to fit. Simon was formerly Chief Financial Officer for Core Lithium, and in that role he was instrumental in negotiating many of their strategic agreements and their offtake agreements. with the strategic interest that Winsome Resources is getting, his role as Chief Development Officer will be crucial to us going forward, and we'll get some fantastic outcomes. So welcome aboard, Simon. I think that was short and sharp, and that's the formalities over and the main updates, but there's no doubt things I've forgotten. So happy to take questions from anyone who's listening in. Any areas of interest, please let me know, and I'm on the line to answer them.